friends, and welcome back to my channel. It is the very last day of March and actually Easter, so it's been a busy day already. I have procrastinated the whole month on working on one of my challenges that I got in my game that I played at the beginning of the month on uh, finishing a page in one sitting. Now, I had selected a page in this Fairyscapes. It's a little sort of notepad almost style book from Deborah Muller coloring book box that I ordered off of her Etsy store a while ago. And I had settled on this page right here. So, like I said, it's Easter, so we're going to add to the challenge, and I'm going to be coloring this in one sitting while working on Easter dinner. So, luckily it's just my family, my husband and kids and I. So, I'm not doing a big, huge dinner, but I'm still trying to make it special. So I am working throughout the day on different things. We have celebrated and done the fun morning Easter things and had a nice brunch, and so now I'm going to settle down and try to get this done. I think I am going to use my new set of Faber-Castell Polychromos pencils because they are out. They are, let's see if I can tilt it enough. They are right over here. So I have been, whoops, let's get my finger out of the way. That is not very professional of me. And then for the background, I got these paint sticks from Joann Fabric. They were, I think, $8, and then I had a 50% off coupon, so really affordable. And I have already done a little bit of testing of how best to use these for a background, and I saw this technique on Coloring with Kay's channel. I will link her channel in the description. Excellent colorist. Love all of her work. So I tried her technique of sort of scribbling these onto a little plastic cutting board, and then taking these brushes and using them to rub and then spread around on the page. And it worked pretty well in my test, so I'm going to try it out on this little page here. We'll see how it goes. You know, it'll be a trial and error sort of thing. I've got to learn as I go. So, now for the background, I think I'm going to treat this area up here as sky. So I'm going to pull both of the blues, and maybe a little bit of purple too, because I want that to be a deeper sky, because down here I'm going to treat this as water. So I'll probably make it a touch lighter of blues, a mix of blues. And then behind her here, since it's kind of wavy, I'm going to treat this like she's in a thick forest area and just make that all green. So we'll do green maybe with a touch of yellow to lighten it up a little bit. We'll see. I might be overestimating my blending techniques, and I might just try to mix in a little black, see if I can get a little bit of deeper green color in some areas. We'll see. So let's see. I'm going to dive in, I think, with the background first. So here's what we're going to do. Let's see. I want my darkest colors to be on the edges, so I'm going to start with trying to develop a very deep blue. So we'll scrubby a little bit of purple on here. And then my the darker of the two blues. And we will see what happens here. This is, so I'm going to use my very thinnest brush. This is going to be tricky. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. You know, if you don't give things a try, you don't know what works and what doesn't. So I'm hoping that I can. Ooh, yeah, I'm really going over those leaves. I'm really hoping I can cover that with a pencil. So we'll see. All right, yeah. So I like the color. I like that blend. Just didn't go very far, so it's going to be quite a bit of doing this. A little bit of blue on top. All right, we're going to scrubby it into the brush. And then back to the paper. It's laying down a lot like a distress ink, except I feel like I have a little more control over the intensity. I feel like with distress inks, I always end up with a starting blob of darkness that I then have to try to blend out. This is not doing that, which I do like. So, all right, and then I think I'm gonna kind of lighten it up here. I may end up switching my pencil depending on how well the polys cover over this stuff to a Prisma, because I know they are so bold and vibrant. Okay, now I'm getting a bit more out of it. I think I just needed to add a little more pressure to my yeah, I'm a little worried about how well the pencil's going to go over that. That's one thing I did not test first, so we'll see how it goes. I'm going to go over here. This is another area where I want my darkest. Kind of edge it on in there. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to need a little bit more of that darkest, and then I'm going to do a mix of the blue and the lightest blue kind of in the center area there, so it's not all, so there's a little lighter variation in there. So, but first, let's finish the dark. Okay, so darkest is going to be at the top, and then we will work it on down. I think what I'll do is see how well pencils go over this with the leaves at the top. And if they don't, then, you know, it is what it is. We could always maybe put metallic or some kind of watercolor paints over top to make the leaves stand out, or gel pen or something. And then if I need to, I will adjust my strategy and do pencil first and then background for the rest of it. So we will do a little tester there and see. I'm just gonna try to scrub that darker off and do a little bit of this lighter blue, a will try to work him in to the center there. All right, so I know my technique could probably use a lot of refining, but that's okay. Like I said, it's first time using these, so it's okay to not be perfect on the first go at something. I'm curious how well these erase, because I got out of the lines a little bit there. There we go. And one more. Oh, they erase so nicely. That is pretty good. That's a definite plus. Okay. Let me get, sorry for my reach here, my big brush. I'm going to brush away all those little eraser crusties. It erased pretty well. Pretty well. That is good stuff right there. All right, let me move you in a little closer, and I'm going to try to do some of the pencil on the leaves now. And we'll see how that works. All right, I went with kind of darker colors than I probably would have, because I'm worried about getting over this blue. So I have, in case you're curious, the Polychromos deep cobalt green, hooker's green, and where are you? Leaf green, very appropriate. And time for the first pause of the video because I have to go take potatoes out of the oven. I will be right back. Okay, had to take the potatoes out of the oven. I'm doing a cheesy twice-baked potato as one of the sides with dinner. You bake the potatoes first for an hour, which is why I was going ahead and doing that now. And then they have to kind of cool a bit, and then you scoop out the insides, mix it with all kinds of yummy and unhealthy things like cream cheese and butter and green onions and salt and pepper and bacon. Mix it all together and then stuff it back in the shells of the potatoes and then cook it again. Hence the twice baking. So they are super delicious, but they are a little bit of a time investment and they're not healthy. So they are a sometimes food for sure. But that's why they're a special holiday thing. And we just got a couple of ham steaks this year since it's just us and the kids, and they don't really go too crazy on ham, so we'll just probably fry those up on the stovetop. And then I'll make a salad, and I've already done the deviled eggs out of some of our eggs that we colored for Easter. I'll put a video up, or not a video, I'll pop up a picture. My mother-in-law and father-in-law have chickens, and they gave us a whole bunch of eggs, so, and then some of them are brown eggs, or very lightish blue eggs. There's a whole beautiful assortment of colors already. But I got curious on how they would dye, so I took all the light brown ones and dyed solid colors of each of those, and they turned out to be the most beautiful jewel-toned eggs. I absolutely loved them. So that was a lot of fun. But I took some of those and whipped them up into deviled eggs, so we'll have that with dinner. My husband bought this beautiful bunch of radishes at the grocery store, so we're gonna do radishes and try, I think I've seen somewhere that people like dip them in butter and salt or something like that, so I have to look it up, but we're gonna try that. I've only ever just eaten them raw, so we'll see what that little tradition is like. And I made an angel food cake to have for dessert with some strawberries on top. That is upside down on a bottle right now in the kitchen, cooling. And trying to think if there's anything. Oh, we have I took the easy route and we just got a bag of frozen yeast dinner rolls. So, because I worked yesterday and I work tomorrow, so I was kind of working around that schedule and everything. So, and I think that's it. Can't think of anything else. Oh, asparagus. I did get a bunch of asparagus, so I will steam that up. I don't know if I'll do anything special to that. I might just leave it as just good steamed asparagus, because that's always yummy to us. So, and that's it. I'd love to hear if you'd like to share if you celebrate Easter, what you typically have, or if you don't and you had something yummy for dinner tonight anyway. I'd love to hear that too. All about the food things. So this is actually, I'm pretty happy with how it's covering over that blue. I'm not sure. It works up here because it's darker colors. But down here, I feel like I'm going to have to be really careful with her skin, depending on what color I want to make her skin. Because it'll be green going down around her. So, yeah, I may test out doing the opposite on the next section of the paper, and we'll color her first and then do the background after and see where we end up with that. I'm just gonna pop this in there as like a little highlight. Now I'm feeling like I need to speed up my coloring because I'm so slow. That's why this is a challenge for me, the coloring a page in one sitting, because even with a smaller page like this, it will take me a while to do. So, all right, I think, let's see, I'd like this center vine to be a little lighter. So I think I'm going to go with my lightest and then maybe pop even a lighter yellowish green on top of that. Let's see. I'll go with this one here. This looks like a good one, and it is light green. There you go. Perfect. Pop him on top. All right. I like that. Okay, so in the interest of this video not being 1,000 years long, I am going to, you'll have to trust me, this is the same day. I am going to go ahead and do the leaves, rest of the leaves, and then we'll move on to the next section together. So let me get those done real quick, and then we'll hop back on and continue with the page. All right, so I've got the leaves all colored in, and I did it all the way around the page. I know my blending with the polychromos probably doesn't look the best either. I am definitely learning with those as well. They have a different feel than some of the other pencils I'm used to, so I'm trying to figure them out. So I'm going to work on her skin next, I think, and I wanted her to have a brownie tan colored skin, so I've got a couple colors that I think should work okay together. Skin blending is not my forte either, so skin blending with these is going to be a bit interesting, but we'll do the best we can. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out where my darkest areas will be. A little bit over here. I have a feeling I didn't feather that enough. Okay. On the fence on whether this brown is too yellowy, but it is a burnt ochre, so it's going to have yellow tones to it, but I always feel like there's just not quite just the right selection of browns that I want in any set. I don't know what it is, but it's like I have this desire for browns that don't exist. I don't know why, but okay, that'd be a little darker there. I went a little bit overboard with that. All right, and then I'm going to top it off with a beige. This is called beige red, so we will pop that in here. All right, well, I know it's certainly not the best, but that's okay. I may try to pop a little bit of pinkish on her cheeks too. Trying to figure out, I guess this whole thing is skin here. The wing doesn't start till here, I don't think, so okay, so we'll go here. And I'm thinking the hair I'm going to do in a very dark brown. I don't know what this paper is that Deborah Muller used in these printouts she did, but it is nice. Smooth and amazing. Okay, just that. And go down in here. Curve. All right, so back to this burnt ochre. And definitely want to leave that fairly light. Okay. Okay, and then we'll pop that beige red in. Go. Hit the tops of the fingers. There we go. Okay, so we're down to her legs and feet. Yeah, there's not too terribly much left to this page. I'll have to do her dress and hair. The wings, I'll just do, I like to do sort of a little shady kind of thing, leaving most of it open, and then do a, what is it called? Oh my goodness, I can't think of what it's called. Wow, I'm totally blanking. A sparkle. The little squeezy sparkles. Oh my goodness, it will come to me eventually. Ugh. Okay, so I'm not sure. I think I may give her brown eyes. Also, I haven't figured out what color I want the dress to be yet. So I'm stuck on that. I think I might make the butterfly yellow and orange, because I think that'll look pretty against the green that's going to go down behind her. So we'll go ahead and get the butterfly next. Okay, and see, this is what I'm talking about with the polys. And my technique with them so far. Okay, I think I'd like a nice bold orange, although I might do, let's see if I've got enough space to kind of shade it in a little bit. Some spaces will and some spaces won't, but that's okay. Okay, there's my darker orange. I'm gonna work the lighter one in at the top area of each of these spaces. Okay. And I may just go ahead and do the butterfly's body while I'm focusing on it. I'll just use the same brown from her body, but we'll use it a little differently. All right. Let's see here. Put that out of the way. I do have this dragonfly here to do too. These guys, I think I'm gonna make like a pretty pinkish. Okay, let's see how this does. I may need to work in a bit more of a mauve-y at the bottom of that, but all right, we're moving on to these lotus flowers, maybe? These guys on the water. I don't know. I feel like it needs a bit of a deeper something to it. Let's try really going rogue here. I don't have my polychromo set swatched at all. So, oh no, gotta crumble. Let's get him out of the way. Yeah, so, oh boy, this point is struggling. I mentioned in my haul video that this set came with all this dusty stuff in the top of the first tray, and I think it's all these pencils that the points somehow got broken during shipment, most likely, and then just ended up in this huge powder of dust and the colorful dust in the top of the thing. So it's quite a mess to open, and maybe a little disappointing, but that's okay. This is not my favorite down here. I do not like how that came out so much. I don't know what I could do to help it. Let's see. Try to use this to get a slightly better blend of some of this. Maybe that'll help. Only slightly. Only slightly, but that's okay. All right, goodness, now I'm yawning. Have a quick break and sip my Sam's Cola here. Super healthy choice of beverage, but it does have caffeine, so okay, hopefully that helps kick in and boost me up a bit. I think I've just finally stopped moving. I just was moving so much to get all the stuff for Easter going, and now that I'm sitting down, my body's like, oh, good, you're resting. No, we're not going to rest. We're going to keep going here. All right. Here's when I popped the yellowy on. Trying to make sure I use at least the same technique throughout. And then my very dark magenta-ish color. And then I'm going to use this red beige, apparently, as the blendy. I think half my problem is I'm still trying to use these like they're a Prismacolor, and they're not. It's just going to take a little while to get used to. All right. I think I'll finish the rest of the flowers off camera again. And then pick out some colors for, I need to figure out her dress and the trunk of the tree and her hair. So let me get colors together, finish the flowers here. I need lily pad colors too, so I may go just use the same greens but eliminate the darkest of what I used up there. So that's probably what I'll do for those. All right, so I'll be back once we're a little further along here. Okay, I've decided on a purple dress. I don't know if I said that before. And the polychromo set has such beautiful purples. I wanted a chance to try them out a little bit. So we're gonna start with the darkest one I pulled here, which is, where are you? The blue violet. And we'll go from there. This is another one that has a slightly crunched tip. Probably would have been a good idea to go ahead and sharpen all my pencils when I got them, and the tips were all broken or chipped a little bit, but I didn't do that. So I know I've said in a past video, I always feel like the more I sharpen my pencil, well, obviously, the faster it disappears, but I try to get by with as few sharpens as I can, which I know affects how well I can color things sometimes, but I just hate to see them disappear so fast. I said before that's probably silly, but that's the way my mind works. Okay. Let's see. We'll figure out what's hair and what's dress here. I had someone comment on my haul video where I hauled the Polychromos pencils and gave the wonderful tip of light layers, light pressure, light layers. And boy, is that true. That's why they are a bit challenging to me because I am heavy-handed, but yeah, if you keep that in mind, they work so much better. So thank you for that wonderful tip. I know I don't think I've responded back to it yet. I feel terrible. I'm slacking a little bit there, but I do appreciate it. I appreciate everybody who comments. So all around thank you for that. All right. There is the darkest color down, at least to start. Then the next color I'm using is violet. Every time I hear violet, I always think of the Willy Wonka movie. You're turning violet, Violet. Okay. Where I want the very lightest bits to be. So I pulled colors for the trunk as well. Did I mess this up? No, maybe not. So lightest is manganese violet. I think that's lightest, unless I got them mixed up. No, I think that's what I was going for, maybe. We'll say it was. All right. Again, I feel like I need something. I wonder if there's a very light purple that could go see. This might do the trick. This is purple violet. Let's see. Oh, I think it might have a little too much blue for what I want. Okay, so let's see. I think I may go in with a second layer. Let's see if that gets me where I want to be here. All right, right here as well. All right. Except this time, I think I will skip this manganese violet because I think that was a little too pinky for what I'm trying to do. So this is my just regular violet, I believe. Yes, just regular violet again. Sort of the mid-tone. And oh boy, I'm getting sloppy. I just went into the hair a little bit. That's okay, because I decided that the hair, there's these really cool, almost brownish purples in this set. I'll show them to you in a minute, but I thought those would be kind of nice to use for the hair. So I was looking back, and the one little fairy I've done in here, I did purple and blue's hair. And the last one I did a gray hair. So I wanted her to be an older fairy, but I was looking through and thought, hey, instead of doing just a brown hair, let's do something a little more fantastical. So the purpley browns, I think, will be fun. All right, and this is my lightest. And I think that will do the trick. We're looking a little better now. All right, yeah, again, my blending, I know, it needs some work, but not bad for a beginner with the pencils try. So let's see, do I want to do hair next or the log? Let me, since I'm so good at procrastinating, let me go ahead and do the log, because hair is another one of those things that always scares me a little bit. So I've got a nice little assortment of browns here. Let me move these purples out of the way, because it's getting a little crazy here. Got stuff everywhere. Barely room to put my hand. Okay. I am going to turn this slightly. I do apologize if that bothers anyone, but we are going to pretend that that's an up and down tree for a moment, because that is going to be the easiest way for me to tackle this. Go. Darkest at the very bottom. And under where she's sitting too. I wish I had paid attention to when I actually started doing this, because I have no idea how long I've been doing it. And I've stopped my filming a couple times, so I can't just go by how long the video is. But I have a feeling it's going to be pretty long. So, but we're almost in the home stretch, I feel like. The hair's going to take a little bit of time. As I recall, the way I do the wings, it went fairly quickly before. And then I still have the lily pads to do as well, but let's go in with the next lightest brown. Go. I always feel like trees are a little forgiving because if you've got some texture and variation and tone changes, it kind of works because that's how a tree trunk looks. Okay, then we're gonna go in with our next lightest brown. Try to leave a bit of area for my very lightest to go in. I'm gonna need to do some cleaning up with this, it looks like, because I got a little sloppy. Is my whole trunk on the screen? I think so, okay. Okay, and then our very lightest brown. Just popping him on top here. Go. Uh-oh, I'm starting to hear a puppy squeak outside. Yep, there he is. I did close, he was in here snoozing with me, my puppy Ollie. Oh, there he is. I think he heard his name. And then he got up, so I took advantage and closed the door since I was hearing noise from my kids that I didn't want to disturb the video, so and now he's not happy that he is locked out. Okay, well, not my best tree work ever, but I am trying to go a little faster since I have to get this done in one sitting and then still finish all my Easter dinner stuff. So yeah, it's just not going to be my number one work, but okay. Just keep seeing areas that I could improve a bit. All right, I need to just leave it alone. Let's call that good. Sorry, didn't mean to make anybody dizzy with my flipping around. All right, let's get the browns out of the way. Am I done with browns? I think so. Well, you know what? Let's pop some on the bottom of this little dragonfly, the body of this dragonfly. And, all right, so we'll put those guys away. Oh, and, all right, hair color reveal. So we're going to try to work with this Caput Mortem Violet. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but a burnt carmine and Venetian red. Okay, so reddy purpley browny type hair. And here we go. And then we still have to hope that when I do the background, it doesn't mess things up at all. Yeah, we'll see. Because it would be disappointing if, after all this, she ended up looking green. That would be very disappointing. We'll see how it goes. Maybe I can do a little tester, and if I have to, I will color the background with colored pencil. Good old colored pencil background. Now, I probably shouldn't be rushing this like I am, but I'm starting to feel the time crunch here. Okay. Let's see about incorporating our other two colors here. Go. All right, and then the, what was it? Venetian, yeah, Venetian red. right, wow, that is kind of cool. Just go in with a quick second layer. And then I think in the interest of video length, I may finish the rest of her head off camera again. I apologize if anybody doesn't love that, but I just feel like it's a little more reasonable than putting out a 3-hour video. So, oh, I've still got Squeak and Puppy too, so I may just take care of Squeak and Puppy first and then finish the hair. Alright, then our very lightest. Go. Okay, I don't absolutely hate it. I think it's kind of cool. I think it can work. Alright, I'm going to finish the hair, and then we will come back, finish wings, and some lily pads, and then figure out the rest of this background. And then we are done. Okay, hair is done. I actually really like how that turned out, so we're looking good there. And I am going to do the wings in a purple, in the same purples I used on the dress. And I like to do the wings in this book with kind of the way I do the stained glass effect on things, where you go really deep in the joining areas and then really feather it out to almost nothing in the center. And I thought of the name of what I was trying to think of earlier, stickles. I do stickles along the webs of the wings. So each of these lines here, I like to go over with a like an iridescent-y stickle. That ends up looking really pretty if you ask me. So I think that's going to be my thing for this book, just how I do all the wings. I think sometimes it's kind of cool to have a common theme running throughout a book you're working on. So when you finish and you flip through all the pages at the end, it looks like this big cohesive piece of work, even though maybe it took you years and years to finish, which this probably will. Alright, maybe going a little more heavy-handed than I usually do. Like I said, I'm kind of rushing a little bit, which I shouldn't be, I know, but I need to get this done, so... And I'm excited to get it done. So coming up, you will be seeing next probably my finished pages for the month, which I believe I will have 8, 9, 10 possibly. So yeah, I had a pretty good month coloring wise. And I really did try to stick to the books, the pages that I chose at the beginning of the month with my game. Really wanted to have a month where I finished everything I got in the game. I don't, well, I mean, if you count at least starting every page in the game, I think I might have done that. There's one, my PDF page. I have only just started that. And so I don't think I will be able to get that done today as well. So I think this evening we're probably going to play some games as a family, which will be fun. And then I will have to get to bed at a good time because I have to work in the morning. So yeah, we'll see. This technique may work better with a different type of pencil. I don't know. So let's see what happens when we add the other colors. This is my next lightest, I believe. We're just gonna barely. Go. Okay, so I think I got this one. I'm not thrilled with that one, but it's okay. It's okay. And last color. Very lightly shaded on top. I have some details to finish up too, obviously. I haven't done her eyes yet. I need to decide whether I want those to still be brown or not. I think I do. And of course the background, the lily pads. I gotta do those too. And that dragonfly's wings right there. Okay, not too bad. Now when I put the stickles around it or whatever sparkle I decide to use, that will kind of mask some of that spottiness there, hopefully. And let's do the dragonfly wings next. I'm just going to do a little bit of turquoise phasing into purple, I think, for this guy. Go turquoise. And purple. There we go. There's my turquoise. Let's get the purple down. Yeah, I'm going to go with this one. And I may stickle the dragonfly wings as well. I'm not sure. And purple. There we go. Okay. Lily pads. Let's do it. Down here. Oh yeah, so I'll have her lips, her little heart tattoo, the hairband, which honestly I think I am just going to take my darkest purple and go really dark in there with that. And that'll be the hairband. She's a little matchy-matchy, which is okay. Okay, so lily pad, I've got, I'm going to go with my lightest greens to start, and if I need to deepen it up, I will. But I kind of like these super light greens I've got out for this. I think they're going to work nicely. And look pretty with the pinks down there. Okay, so how do I want to do the lily pad? No. Maybe I will go in with one shade, that one shade darker of green here and there. I think that could look cool. Just add a little bit more variation in there. Let's see, like here. Just a couple of little spots, and then maybe right at the center. Alright, let's back in with that green I had. I think I'm gonna carry that over the darker green to meld them together a little bit. Go. Okay. And then we'll take that very lightest green, hop in here with him. Let's fill that in a little better. There we go. Okay. I'm not sure I've ever colored a lily pad before, so yeah, we're just going with what looks good. Not going for any kind of accuracy or anything here. Okay. It's okay. It's not my favorite, but it's okay. And then we'll get this guy down here. Well, there she is. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll choose a little lip color for her. What do we think? What kind of lipstick would you like? Let's try this one. Matter. Okay. Well, I mean, in all honesty, she doesn't look very happy, so maybe this is a good lip color for her. And do a little pink on top here. Let's see if I can just pinken up her cheeks just a smidge. Give her a little color. I'm debating on eyeshadow for her too, but I don't know. And then I think I'm going to do this heart to match her lips. I was debating on doing it in a sparkle, but we'll do it this way instead. Okay, and then we've got her eyes. So let's see, I need like a nice dark brown. All right, I'm gonna try this dark sepia. I'll start there and all right. And then I need a nice light brown. Maybe a bit too light. I'm gonna have to fill that in, I think, with a black. I don't like the way that looks. Makes it look like her eyes popping out of her head a little bit. I don't know if that's my fault or the way that spot is. But I don't like it. So, let's see. Just take a black and fill those in. See how that does. I don't know. It's still, something's not right there. Maybe it's just because of the way she's looking. Alright, we're going to leave it be because I don't have time to fuss today. So, okay, so we are down to this lovely, lovely background, which I'm a little nervous about. So, let's start with the bottom area because I already have blue on my little doobopper here. And we'll do some blue for the water. So I got blue, darker blue, And lighter blue. I would like this to be lighter than the sky, so that's what I'm going for. I'm gonna load her up here. I think this is gonna be lighter. And then get her down on the paper. So I think it's definitely good to know that I can erase it if need be. So I'm gonna go in with this and then come back in a second time with just the light blue, just to give it a really light look. Go. Oh yeah, that's definitely lighter than the sky. So I know you can't see the sky right now because I'm zoomed in too much, but it is lighter than the sky. So we'll stick with that color combo for now. It's working pretty well. I'm going to do light blue, dark blue. Load her up again. And then I think I'm going to start at the edges and work my way in. Oh, yep, see, that's where I'll have to just erase a little bit. Well, this was maybe not the best first trial background. There's a lot of just little small areas to get through here. And I know I can use a pencil to get into some of that too, but I'm kind of rushing things along a little bit here. So what I'm going to do is come back in and erase those little boo-boo areas. All right. So we've got that done. Let's erase the boo-boos real quick. It comes up so nicely with an eraser. That is amazing. I do love that. Okay. All right, around the edge here. Right along the bottom. Okay, where's my big brush? I got so much out here. It is quite the mess. Well, I guess some of it didn't erase. Let's see, maybe I just didn't get in there well enough. Yeah, that's better. Right around this, it doesn't want to erase. Okay. All right. There, oops, sorry. Okay, so we've got the water done, And for the most part, the overflow that I had, the little boo-boo spots erased. I am a little worried about going in with green, because it does go over the colored pencil bits a little bit. Now you can kind of erase those off. But with some of the light colors that I have going on up here, I'm just a little hesitant to do that. So I think for the green area up there, I am going to get out my chalk pastels and do that around her on that top part, because I know that's not going to mess up my colored pencil work at all. So let me grab those real quick and I will be right back to finish this page up. Okay, so now I feel like I have to make this quick because I'm running out of space on my phone here. So I don't have a lot more room for video. And I am using, for the pastel part of this, the square pastel sticks from Master's Touch Studio. I got these at Hobby Lobby. I believe I'm going to do the darker green and the light green. I did, and this will, well, it'll probably be in a haul video eventually because I'm not buying as much anymore. But I did purchase a 36, oh, this is a 36 count too. I purchased a 36 count from Joann Fabric, and because they were 30% off this past weekend. And it looked like there were different color options than what is in this Master's Touch set. So I was going to compare them a little bit, and I'm hoping it gives me a little bit more color variety, because I would like at least a few more greens. There's only 2 in this set. So I haven't had time to dive into that yet and see how they compare, but maybe I'll do a little video on that. This is my very favorite, hands down, very favorite way to do a background. I don't know if I'm just more comfortable with it at this point because I've used it more, or if it's just one of those things that it clicked and away I go. But yeah, this is probably my very favorite way to do a background. I just feel like it goes down quick and easy, and there's not a lot of prep to it. I do want to get, I still have not purchased a spray fixative to hold the pastel color in place on the page once you're done. I need to do that, but especially for as often as I use this type of background, it would be nice to have. Oh, I'm going to go down here too. I almost forgot this little section down here. Yeah, I mean, I would, if I had had a choice, I would have gone for a slightly deeper green for this section of the page. I am going to lighten it up with that lighter green toward the center. But I think this will be good, and I just feel more comfortable that it's not going to overtake the pencil work I've already done. So and maybe once I get a higher comfort level with the paint sticks, I will have the same, I can achieve the same result, but right now I just feel like that's gonna mess up my pencil work a little bit, so I need to do more testing and trying out before I dive into that. And I'm pretty happy with the way this page is turning out, so I would hate to ruin it at this point with something like that. So we're going to get our darker green down first, and then blend in the lighter green toward the middle. Unfortunately, I cannot find my crystally clear stickles that I had. The only ones I can find are this dark black-ish color. It does have like little iridescent, it's pretty, but I think it will be a little too intense for this fairy. So what I'm going to do instead for the lining of the fairy wings, I still want to add something, so I'm going to use this Uniball Signo silver gel pen. I think that's going to be pretty too. So I wish I could find my other stickles, but I have a feeling that one of my kids has it somewhere in their room, and I may never see it again, if we're being honest. So I'm going to work with what I got, and I think it's going to end up turning out pretty too. So that is that. Sorry, I'm letting this swivel all over the place. It's kind of hard to brace because it's on a notepad type situation, so it's really kind of loose and wiggly. Alright, let's fade this out a little bit, and we'll start working into that lighter green color now. I just want it to be lighter right around the fairy and in the center there. Uh-oh. I don't know if you heard my youngest yell at my puppy, but that's never a good sign. He is a handful. He'll be 1 on May 1st. He's a golden, in case anybody's new or didn't see the videos back in July where we got him. I hauled him in a video. Yeah, he is a handful. He's really, really a handful. I would still like to try and find some professional training help for him, because he's a piece of work. And I don't always know what to do to make it better. So okay, that's the deeper green down. I'm going to move into the lighter green, and we'll just kind of work some of that in on top here, making sure to blend it into the other. There we go. Okay, we're almost there. Hopefully my phone space can hold out for the rest of this. Make sure we've got a good, oh, sorry, I know I'm letting it squiggle around a whole bunch. Make sure we've got a good blend into the other green. There we go. Get this area underneath. There we go. Okay, shoo. Wait. The all-in-one sitting. I know I cheated a little bit today, but for the most part, we can at least say for sure this was all in one day. Even though I did have to get up and do other things here and there. All right, so I'm just quickly kind of brushing on this silver around the wings. I'm going to try to cover those the black line art as best I can, which shouldn't be too hard with this Signo, because it's a really nice gel pen. It's probably my favorite. I only have the silver and gold in these. I would imagine they have other colors, but that would be nice to have. These are so wonderful. Okay. There is the top wing all coated. I'm going to hit this bottom wing real quick, trying to be careful not to get my left-handedness in the way, which has a tendency to do. Go. Okay, there we go. I may need to come back in once it's dry and add a little more, but overall I don't think that's too bad. And I think I'm going to leave it at that. Let me come out just a little bit so you can see the full finished page. Okay, and there we have it, a page finished, kind of in one sitting. I did the best I could in one sitting. It was definitely done in one day, which is also impressive for me. That doesn't happen very often. So there we go, and it is another finished page. Another really adorable page done by Deborah Muller, which I absolutely love. So if you made it this far, thank you for sticking around. I know this is going to be a long one. And I'm happy to have it done. Yet one more page finished at the very end of the month, so that feels good. Thank you so much for being here, for watching, for hanging out with me. Very much appreciate you. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you're new. I'd love to have you join me here. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.